Associate Professor Fatima Latif. She's not here today. Mr. Seah Kian Peng, you can take your two cards together.
First on seniors. A quick search in adult diapers in online marketplaces and you'll be inundated by the array of long-term care products and services listings. If we fast forward to 10 years, we will see more white-haired people around us. By then, 1 in 4 Singaporeans, or 900,000 of us, will be aged 65 years and above. I will just be promoted to be a member in this group. Second, on the middle-aged, there is an increasing need for the younger population to plan ahead as they get older. But getting people to plan ahead earlier is an uphill one. Often enough, they feel they are too young to have a situation, to have a chronic illness, or to do retirement planning, and that the policy message is for someone else. Also, there's a lack of recognition that many of the policies earmarked for the younger population are likely to have long-term consequences as they age. Fertility rate, for instance. This is especially when the government has limits to policy implementation. A classic example, I was just talking to a friend of mine, she's in her 40s and works in the healthcare sector. But yet she's totally impervious to the policy messages because she has other priorities to think about. We know what we should do, but actually doing it is another matter. As we all know, we are all good doctors, but bad patients. Good at dispensing advice, but bad at heeding them. I just spoke of two different demographics, the elderly and the middle-aged. How is the ministry working to reach out to these different groups? We will inevitably see in time to come that sales of incontinence products will outpace that of milk powder and baby diapers. How will the ministry ensure that the elderly population is being cared for without curbing the well-being of its young? How do we balance the need to care for the older generation without neglecting the needs of the young? Stating it starkly, will we one day see the Health Ministry's budget outstrip that of the Ministry of Education or even MINDEF, and thereby placing even greater demands on MSF as well. Indeed, the demographic challenges we face are daunting, with falling birth rates and a rapidly aging population. In light of these challenges, how is MSF working to meet the changing needs of Singaporeans and our families? Next card. The recent IPS survey asks if one is willing to pay higher taxes to fund higher social spending on the elderly, or go tap the national reserves. Looking at the mixed bag of responses, there are almost equal differing responses. About 40% felt that the government should chime in on the support. 34% said otherwise. Interestingly, 41% believe each generation should take care of itself without support from other generations. An almost equal proportion, about 38%, disagree. I came across this feature from Associate Professor Tan En Ser, Department of Sociology at NUS. He postulates that in most Confucian societies, the basis of intergeneration support is filial piety, a value which prescribes that the elder adults have an obligation to support their parents if they are in need. Nonetheless, filial piety is an often socialized term in this country. So many Singaporeans exhibit filial piety and believe this to be an important and enduring trait. However, this attribute is easier to fulfill if there is financial independence, either on the part of the parents or if the children are there and able to support their parents comfortably. We all want to be filial, but our commitment to observe filial piety can be severely tested. We can be forced to a corner where we face difficulties upholding our end of the commitment. With the IPS study in mind and without eroding the role of values of family as the first line of support, how does ministry see the role of the government, social service sector and the community actively coming forward to help? How can the ministry strengthen families as well as the community so that they are confident in providing care for the vulnerable among us? Thank you.